I find it's important to remind to everyone that Eurasia is the globe's central arena, and North Caucasus is part of this grand chessboard, and Chechnya is part of this grand chessboard. For long, the West has treated Chechnya and the wider North Caucasus as Russia's backyard, and this perspective, unfortunately, did not change even after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And the truth is that North Caucasus holds immense potential to become a valuable and strategic partner for the United States. Positioned at the crossroads of Europe, Central Asia, and the Middle East, the North Caucasus covers 355,000 square kilometers and is abundant in natural resources, including gas, oil, minerals, while also holding vital access to both the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, along with key pipelines originating from the Caspian Basin. So the region could serve as a gateway for American businesses to enter a promising market, rich in natural resources and human capital. So from energy development to infrastructure, technology and education, the opportunities for mutually beneficial engagement are vast. And when I say the territory of 355,000 square kilometers, it's a huge territory. It's a territory equal to Germany's size. It's a territory bigger than the United Kingdom. It's a territory bigger than Finland, than Vietnam. So there is a potential there. And we see that potential as a force that represents the Chechen government and the force that represents the pro-democracy aspirations of the North Caucasus. We see that potential, and we're looking also that the United States and its allies will see that potential in North Caucasus. Also, I find it's important to say that at the time when China is rapidly expanding its influence to Central Asia, and the United States cannot afford to ignore the other side of the ocean, the North Caucasus offers a strategic alternative, a foothold at the intersection of major geopolitical fault lines, and to effectively counter the growing influence of the China, North Korea, Iran axis, the United States must reinforce its presence in North Caucasus. Supporting democratic forces and fostering partnerships in the region is not only a strategic necessity, it's a long-term investment in regional stability, security, and defense of shared democratic values. Russia, we're talking about Russia. Russia, like China, is an authoritarian state that seeks greater power, expanded global influence, and absolute control. Its ambition is not partnership, but domination. This is precisely why Russia has launched wars in Chechnya, Georgia, Syria, in Ukraine, in a deliberate effort to reclaim imperial control and undermine international security. This is why some Russian officials even today claim that theoretically the so-called USSR jurisdiction remains in effect. And this shows exactly that such statements show exactly that reflect a broader imperial mindset that directly contradicts US values and strategic interests. Russia's authoritarian ambitions and expansionist policies are fundamentally at odds with democratic governance and regional stability, and that is why Russia is not and cannot be an ally for the United States and to the United States. Also, the United States needs allies that uphold democratic principles, respect the rule of law, support American foreign policy objectives, and contribute to long-term security and stability. The North Caucasus, with its pro-democracy aspirations and resistance to authoritarian rule, represents exactly the kind of strategic partner the US should support. In this context, forming alliances with democratic forces in the North Caucasus, like the Chechen government in exile, led by the Prime Minister of Ahmed Zakayev, is not just desirable, it is essential. So I think it's very important to support for the mutual benefit of the United States and the North Caucasus, and for the mutual benefit of everyone, and for the long-term building peace in the region. It is important to support the pro-democracy movements and the governments that are in North Caucasus that will help to solidify the position of United States and its allies in Eastern Europe and in general in Europe.
Thank you very much, Aset. We also have the question from auditory later, and you mentioned very important issue about this axis of authoritarian regimes of such called Russian Federation. We know that it's not real federation, it's a colonial empire, People Republic of China, Iran, and North Korea. And I wanna ask next question for the future representative of future independent Buryatia, which will have neighbors probably not with something which could be the part of new or old Russia, but also with something that could be a part of new old PRC. But we hope it will be Manchuria, not PRC also. Dear Rajana,